Hi, welcome back to yet another video. Welcome to a very special edition of the Never Ending Network. I am here to announce some tragic news. It's with a heavy heart that I declare Drake's hip-hop career dead. I had an entire other video recorded, just about done editing, about to post, and just this little voice in the back of my head was like, hey, wait, there might be something more to this whole Kendrick and Drake rap beef. And last night we were blessed. I'm going to go into both of Kendrick's diss tracks because he has destroyed Drake, and I think that it's getting to the point of no return for the man as far as credibility goes. Will he continue to have a musical career? Maybe. I think that if he doesn't do something about what's happening right now, then maybe not. Maybe not. This could be tragic for Drake, but good for all of us as human beings because he makes C-level music at best, and that's being generous. I told you in a previous video, very upset that there was a leak of the Drop and Give Me 50 or the push-up song, whatever the hell that song's called. And then Drake actually put his name on it and actually put the song out. So respect for putting the song out. But by doing that, he woke a sleeping giant in Mr. Kendrick Lamar, who came back with a 6-minute song called Euphoria. Obviously, I cannot play the song, but here are a few highlights for me. So from the rip, Kendrick goes into it and he says that Drake is a master manipulator and that he's a joke, and he just kind of addresses all the things that Drake had mentioned in his own song. Just a little bit of laundry, just cleaning up a couple things that Drake started. And then once Kendrick has cleaned up the mess that Drake thinks he started, he unloads on him and tells him that he has made Tupac turn over in his grave. For those of you who don't know, Drake sampled, I believe it was Tupac and Biggie, in some track that never really got to see the light of day because the estate of Tupac is threatening to sue, if not moving into suing Drake for releasing it without their consent. So to put out a diss track and then for it to be redacted immediately because you didn't have the clearances for it, that is already an L. And that is blood in the water. And Kendrick is being a shark right now. And he saw the blood in the water and he said, hey, here's 6 minutes of me addressing everything and then me bringing up a bunch of new stuff for you that everybody's been thinking, but no one has been able to say. I've heard a lot of the points that Kendrick is making in video essays about Drake, but I've never heard a rapper put it on wax. And whew, it's just so nice how it all just comes together into this fist that just punches Drake right in the mouth. From the standpoint of the song itself, I think that there's quite a bit of replay value as well. The beat changes, the flow changes. It's a good song on top of the lyrics being tactfully destructive. But my favorite thing, my absolute favorite thing in this is the last few lines, which for many reasons I cannot repeat, but it says that we don't want to hear you say anymore. I was like, okay, cool. Like, you're going after his blackness and all this. Great. But then the second song drops and it feels as if this was a prequel to the real meat and potatoes. This was just an appetizer. See, we thought that this was the entree, but this was just apps. Kendrick just had some apps for us. And then in the entree, Kendrick drops the diss track called Not Like Us. He drops his name. He drops Drake's name. So in the song, Not Like Us, DJ Mustard produces it. Fantastic. We love a good DJ Mustard beat. Kendrick comes so hard at Drake. This one isn't cleaning up what Drake has said. This one is just on the attack, unloading an AK into Drake. He straight up calls the man he said, you're not a certified lover boy. You are a certified. My absolute favorite line in this entire track says, trying to strike a chord, probably A minor. And then he just holds out minor for years. It felt like an eternity. It felt like in the moments while Kendrick is holding out minor, I watched Drake's career flash before his eyes, crumble, and him be forgotten. All in those few seconds of minor. Good God. And that's only a minute into this song. Kendrick goes on to continue to dismantle Drake, and I really think it's now or never for the man. Drake needs to come back. He needs to come correct. These are some pretty wild accusations. These are some pretty hard bars. Kendrick is not to be trifled with. I absolutely concur with J. Cole's choice to step away from this immediately. He said, my boy Drake, I do love him, but he is absolutely playing with molten lava, not even fire. He is playing with lava right now, and I cannot be a part of this. This beef truly makes me feel like the throne is Kendrick's, 100%. I've been of the belief, it's been a co-throne for a while. J. Cole's been up there. Kendrick's been up there. And, it remains to be seen how Cole's next album is going to go. But as of this moment, there is only one on the throne, and that's Kendrick Lamar, a.k.a. Benz is to him just a car. And he is showing Drake that Benz is just a car to him. I nearly forgot to mention the way that this diss track closes out with Kendrick calling OVO OVO. So childish, but it just resonates. Now, did I skip over Family Matters, the track that Drake released? Yes. I don't feel like there's much of note. If you told me this song was about someone random, I would believe you. I don't feel like this song was as potent. The push-up, drop and give me 50, whatever it's called, I refuse to remember what it's called because, yeah, that was probably the best output that Drake has put in this whole entire thing. But it's a weak output. 6 minutes of Drake it's never anything I need unless he's like making an R&B song, and it's weak. Drake should have kept that one in the chamber, put it away for another day, because it just was a waste of my time. And it would be, you need to listen to it to understand the context of this entire beef, but it is mid at best. I can see this going one of two ways. Drake will respond, stir up some stuff, and then Kendrick will continue on the war path until he has systematically dismantled, defeated, and destroyed Drake. And he has no choice but to go back to Canada and get back on Degrassi, the reboot. Or Drake does exactly what he did in the last beef with Pusha T when he took an L, but everybody gave him a pass for, I don't know why. And he's like, I got this song and it's going to destroy lives and I just can't put it out. Drake feels like the little boy who, when he's losing, you're in the neighborhood playing with the neighborhood kids, his team's losing, he takes his ball and he goes home. No one can play if he can't play. If you are a Drake stan, I feel like he is making it very difficult to be a Drake stan. Drake is becoming Kanye in the way that I would have defended Kanye to the ends of the earth for a while. But that man just continued to hurt me and disappoint me and became indefensible. And that is what Drake is. And if any of these things that Kendrick is saying happen to be substantiated, this man could be our next R. Kelly. That is a wild statement. I understand. Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe. I love the fact that Kendrick is just back-to-backing him. There's another song, I don't know if it can officially be a part of the canon because it's kind of like a YouTube song. It's not on streaming, that Kendrick also put out where he just, bah, 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 another appetizer. It feels like Kendrick is Joe Buddening Drake. If you do not know, way back in the day, Joe Budden and Drake were having a beef, and Drake was sneak dissing, as he does Joe Budden, and then Joe Budden released something like 55 tracks, not actually, but I think it's in the double digits, about Drake that were all like 10 minutes each, just destroying his life. But Joe didn't have the influence that Kendrick has. He didn't have the platform that Kendrick has. And so he came across a little bit crazy, a little bit obsessed, and Drake was able to brush it off and not enter into the beef and be like, dude, you're so obsessed with me. This is so weird. That's so weird. Stop doing that. And I think it's really interesting because if you look back across Drake's career, this man is known for just solid sneak dissing all the time, just always sneak dissing people. That way he can claim like, oh, no, that wasn't about you. That was about, someone else, or that was just a general thing. It's never direct. Drake is never direct because I think that he is a coward. And in two of the beefs, he's been able to sidestep and pivot. Like I said, with the Joe Budden, he's like, oh, you're acting so weird. We don't even have beef. What's going on? And then with Pusha T, like, oh, I wrote the best song ever, but I'm not going to put it out. It'll destroy lives and it's not worth it to me. I'm going to take the high road. Both of those are weak. And the few battles that he's actually entered into. He went at Meek Mill while Meek Mill is dealing with all of these bogus charges with the Philadelphia Police Department. And it's like Meek Mill has both of his hands tied behind his back, and Drake's like, oh, you're the worst and I'm better than you. He won that beef. I think that when we look back at that, it feels more like bullying than beefing than anything else. It's pretty horrendous and pitiful, I would say. And then the other person that he chooses to semi-directly go after is Kanye, who has so many things going wrong with that man. His brain is not correct, hasn't been correct in a little while. And you're going to go after him wholeheartedly because you're punching down. Drake can do nothing but punch down. And finally, Drake has poked the wrong bear. Kendrick is not to be trifled with, as I have said. So I am very excited. This continues to be incredible as it develops. I am on the edge of my seat. I hope that you're on the edge of your seat. If you did make it to the end of the video, shout out to you. Thank you for coming to the special edition. Make sure to pay your respects to Drake and his career. Rest in peace in the comments. And until next time.